Spycraft! Buddy! As you know, today I'm reviewing a manga about a girl who's an assassin.
Yes, monsieur.
And, did you get my memo about how they should not be let in today because I was afraid the manga would give them ideas on how to kill me?
Oh, no, monsieur.
I don't suppose there's any way we can get rid of them?
Not even with a SWAT team and a forklift, monsieur. I bet the only thing that stops them is a locked door.
Yeah, we're pretty big on respecting personal property.
So let's get some cartoons and vodka and do them all night long. Are you ready for some fun? Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Oh.
Hello, I'm Plutoburns and welcome to Eagleland. Today we are talking about balancing tone, because today's manga, Alyosha, is about an assassin whose final mission is to become a normal high school girl. So yeah, the manga has to balance dark, bloody spycraft with cute girl shenanigans. We open on Alyosha practicing with her signature knife and prepping the suicide tooth. And it's a busy day at school, security is tight because they have a dignitary visiting. And, I know it's just anime hairstyle, but I really do have to question an assassin whose hairstyle comes with a "please shoot here" X on their forehead. That's just part of this manga's style, though, as seen in our next character, Miru. She's so round, it's like she's from a parody Magical Girls show in the background of another manga. But nope, she's a major character who right now is trying to work on her best pickup line for Alyosha. Meanwhile, Alyosha is reflecting on her mission and training as an Estolakia assassin. Her mission is to assassinate the president of the nation occupying Estolakia, Vladimir Putin. This isn't like me. I normally wouldn't say something like this, but please kill Putin! And she'll get her chance, cause not Putin is visiting the school today, and someone decided Alyosha should hand him flowers during the event cause she's from a country that his armies occupy? Fucking read the room, teach. Still, gives her a great chance to kill Putin, though she recognizes this is a suicide mission since there are far too many guards to evade after slitting Putin's throat. But she's ready to die for Estolakia, until, at the last minute, her commander tells her that the simultaneous coup failed. The assassination is cancelled, and his final mission for her is to live happily as an ordinary high school student. Alyosha's pretty shook by this turn and just kinda sits at home listening to the news on a portable radio. But then Miru knocks on the door, coming for a visit. Alyosha has noticed the attention Miru gives her and has been theory crafting how to eliminate Miru should her identity be revealed. But Miru brought some cake for her visit, which Alyosha has never tried. And now her brain's exploded. Alyosha may have no idea how to be a normal high school girl, but she's damn ready to try if that means she gets to eat cake. Of course, being normal is hard for a girl who doesn't know you're not supposed to mug people for cake money. Miru tells her to get a part-time job, which ends up being a job as a maid at Miru's mansion, because Miru's family is loaded. Another reason she's working for Miru is because assassins were sent after Kortik, and someone really fucked up their surveillance and figured Miru must be Kortik. So now she has to fight off a bunch of assassins coming for her new friend. To round off the setup, one of the people sent to find Kortik is a 16-year-old genius FBI agent who is the world's biggest weeaboo. The girls all end up joining a Japanese culture research club with boring McGlasses here. So that's the basic setup. Alyosha and Blondie are two very not normal high school girls attempting to blend in with their Japanese classmates, do high school stuff, and dodge assassins. So it has to constantly juggle between the dark, bloody spycraft stuff and actually cute high school stuff.
Oh, so it's like Madoka Magica.
Or Doki Doki Literature Club.
No, not quite. What stuff like Doki Doki Literature Club is doing is starting cute and going dark as a way to shock the viewer. It lets the player get all settled in for some cuteness and then BAM! Hardcore trauma. It's designed to leave an impression, but you'd never call it a cute game. Alyosha is trying to be cute and dark and brutal at the same time. This is what critics mean when they talk about balancing tone. High School Fun Time calls for entirely different story, characters, mood, almost everything from dark Soviet spycraft. And if you're not trying to be intentionally shocking like Madoka Magica, it calls for very careful story construction. That is what is meant by balancing tone. You can see this in the first failed assassination. After spending most of the chapter with Miru failing to train Alyosha to run a convenience store, an assassin shows up. And while Miru predictably fucks up, Alyosha stabs the man in the hand and slices his eye open. Now, it's not super violent at the time and switches back to funny cute time quickly. But later, we catch up with this guy being threatened by the guy who hired him. This scene is dark. We see the permanent damage inflicted by Alyosha, and the whole scene is extremely tense. And it ends with the poor guy getting shot and his corpse defiled. By keeping the spycraft distinct both visually and with characters from the high school stuff, it doesn't feel weird when the rest of that chapter is Alyosha trying new delicious foods. The reader accepts that this is just a different place with different rules. This is very deliberate story construction. The two styles are inextricably linked by Alyosha as the main character, but also tied together by her personal quest of becoming a normal high school girl. The arrival of assassins is unwanted. We as readers want her to move past all this spy shit. So the assassins are a literal manifestation of her past coming back to haunt her. It's also just a lot of fun to watch Alyosha discover a life outside her training. We've previously touched on her love of sweet foods, but another big thing she discovers is anime. Specifically, a sewing-themed magical girl show. She finds some talking scissors memorabilia, loves snipping them to make the noise, and then Miru shows her the actual show. It's an explosion of color and noise that just enchants Alyosha. Alyosha remains a very unusual person, but it's great fun watching her develop normal friendships. This is best illustrated in one chapter where most of it is watching Alyosha do her thoroughly overkill workout routine while getting some more flashback stuff about her training. It's dark, but it ends with her and Miru watching their favorite anime together and eating sweets. Now, I really like this manga, but it is not perfect. As it goes on, it starts to fumble the balance on the tone. The manga doesn't find a lot of new things for Alyosha to do with her friends. They've got the club and do some activities, but those are usually just setups for the assassination attempts. There's some fun stuff with the head maid being a surrogate mommy to Alyosha, but not nearly enough. And yeah, sometimes it's a bit too violent for its own good. Like when these two almost choke Miru to death, or when Alyosha cuts this guy's thumb off before he can inject Weeaboo with poison. Yeah, there's some violence that's hard to walk back from. There's also a bunch of superfluous characters. Glasses Boy gets involved for reasons. An MI5 agent shows up and does almost nothing except some disguises for the final act. There's this whole subplot with Alyosha's younger clones coming to kill her, and one of them is a crazy sadist. Clones? Pfft, what a pathetic thing to put in your story. And yeah, it doesn't end great. Alyosha's mom is some kind of supervillain who intends to implant her consciousness in Alyosha so she can live forever, and it's just so overwrought. At this point, even clueless Miru is up to date on Alyosha's past, and it's just so far removed from the cute times with high school girls. The manga also has some pacing issues. It over-explains Alyosha's skills, and a lot of it we could probably just run with as she's really physically skilled. The descriptive text boxes fly fast and heavy sometimes, and just really drag down the pacing. It actually reminds me of those bits in Bird Notice where Michael will explain the spy logic behind what he's doing, except that's a TV show, not a comic. I'm also not in love with the art. There's nothing functionally wrong with it. It's actually pretty impressive how well it works for both the cute and the violence. It's just the hair and designs for the main characters are distractingly anime at times. It is interesting watching the manga try to racially differentiate Weeaboo since she is American. She has noticeably bigger lips, and there's an honest-to-God black guy back at her home office. But by the end of the manga, it gives up and just has her boobs get huge. 'Cause we all know American women are blonde with big tits, am I right? Well, that about sums up Alyosha. It's an interesting little manga. It's equal parts exciting and fun. Shouldn't take you that long to chew through. Starts strong, ends a little weak. But, yeah, it's a fun time to read. The mangaka is Kondu, who's got a couple other works, most notably one about Lucifer being a cute high school girl. Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Eagle Land.